Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roger Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Everybody.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, Rendell Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts are. If you're listening to us on an audio app, please, to help support Going In Raw, free and easy way to do that is by leaving us a rating, a review, or a comment and subscribing to Going In Raw on that podcast app. Also on YouTube, if you hit that the subscribe button, notify bell next to it, make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications. If YouTube decides that they're in the mood to send out notifications, that's where they are. We're also at Twitter at Real Going In Raw. We always post whenever we're going live there. Speaking of going live, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern, we're going live for Steven Larson book Survivor Series 2018. Some of the matches on tap include the main event, undisputed WWE champion Undertaker is going to try to put down Brock Lesnar like a dog. Also on tap, Chill Roman is going to be fighting for the United States Championship against the leader of Slow Wolfpack.
In a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Talk about a dude, Baron Corbin. Talk about a dude who's elevated the United States Championship.
He's elevated the US title.
US title.
Money in the Bank.
Money in my bank.
Darn near all of WWE single-handedly.
We're feeling goofy because we were just looking at Becky Lynch's Twitter account.
Oh, that's what I was doing, man. Gosh, she is a treasure. Becky Lynch is the absolute best.
There's a little Funko Pop. There's a Funko Pop figure. It's of Ronda. It says, "Own Ronda Rousey's Funko Pop now." And she responded,
"I already own Ronda Rousey." Gosh.
She's so good.
No, it just says "Coming soon, Ronda Rousey Pop."
Yeah.
I already own Ronda Rousey. Gosh, she's the absolute best.
Oh, that's so good. Anyways,
wow.
She's the best. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. A variety of reward tiers, including the $1 tier. You would be so stunned to know how far $1 goes, because, if there's like 10,000 of y'all, that's like $10,001 that we're getting every single month. And that's pretty great.
That's $10,000.
Yeah, the math adds up. $1 goes a long way if there's 10,000 of them.
It's all about scale.
We're on road to $10,000. That's right. Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't get you nothing. It gets you access to the Going In Raw Discord server, which is a wonderful community, and it also gets you access to ad-free Going In Raw there on the Patreon wall. We have a secret YouTube account that we do ad-free. It's basically just this live stream. That's not a secret YouTube account. Some of the other things we put on the secret YouTube account, though.
Yeah.
Like Matt Chat and the other thing. Anyways. And then it also, what else does it do? There's one other thing. Oh, it gets you a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
We've had
make with the shout outs.
One new patron since 3 hours ago. We went live earlier today. So Peter Peter Wojtowicz. Wojtowicz. I think it's Wojtowicz. He gets his own episode. Peter there. And he's a $1 patron. He gets his whole episode of Going In Raw. That shout out. Everybody else has to share theirs because we usually
multiple
collect them over 24 hours. So good for you, Peter. Awesome.
Yeah.
And thanks for the support.
Yes, thank you very much.
It's awesome. So yeah, tomorrow morning we book Survivor Series, and then Saturday afternoon, evening, whatever it is,
4 p.m. Pacific.
It's gonna be like 4 to 6:30.
Yeah,
because it's probably only be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, roughly.
NXT Takeover. It's our very first reaction live stream to NXT Takeover. It should be a lot of fun.
War games.
So that should be a lot of fun. Come join us right here at YouTube. And then, of course, Survivor Series all day Sunday.
Yeah.
The entire, like, 3 o'clock Pacific until God knows when it ends.
Midnight.
God knows who. But, hey, there's some good matches on that card.
True.
Some fun matches.
True.
I'm actually looking, there's a lot of matches on that card that might just be goofy fun.
Yeah, like the Survivor Series matches.
The tag team matches, the Survivor Series. Yeah, all those Survivor Series matches should be fun.
And like Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali should be great. Ronda versus Charlotte should be great. Daniel Bryan versus Brock should be interesting.
Yeah. So Robert Vasquez here in chat asks if we've subscribed to the new WWE Performance Center YouTube channel.
Not yet. I want to check out that
we should
Matt Riddle
subscribe
video.
to it, hit the notification button, and then add them to our list of friendos on the side. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe
you
not.
know what's funny?
What's up?
Is the
Becky
channels.
Lynch.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
That we have a second channel, but it's not on the sidebar.
You mean the
Friendoville channel.
Oh yeah.
Not on there.
Not on there. We should probably put that on there.
Yeah, maybe.
You're like, you know what? Until Steve takes that picture down of him and Gypsy and replaces it with something
he has to do
that's
everything on there except I just upload my Super Kicks
all
videos.
inclusive. Then we'll do it. Then I'll do it. Anyways, man, I'm looking forward to our Survivor Series tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm also looking forward to? Did we confirm this today during the post show, during the bonus episode? The 30th.
Oh, the draft. Yeah.
The Fun W's today. Well, if you're watching this VOD, Friday is the last day to upload your Fun W Steve W.
No, tonight at midnight Pacific time.
Tonight at midnight.
Tomorrow, Friday, that's the 16th. Today is the 15th.
What is today?
The 15th. Thursday the 15th. That's today. Right now is the 15th.
Oh, that's right. It is today.
So you have till midnight
Pacific,
3 a.m. Eastern, and all equivalent times around the world.
That's for the 340 people watching this. If you're watching this VOD, if you're watching this on Friday, you're like,
it's too late.
Don't even do it.
Don't even
do it. There's like 400 characters, and we're gonna select
40 of them.
Well, 40 acts.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are gonna be factions, some of them are gonna be tag teams. So it's gonna be, but like no more than like 60 total.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the upper
Probably
limit
closer
right there.
to 50.
Probably closer to 50. I've got my eye on some talent. W Steve W Fun Wrestling is coming back. People need to be re-educated on who Mecha Santa is.
And Top Notch
and
Super
Top
Best.
Notch. Y'all need to. All the videos are there on the channel to watch.
Yeah, please do watch them.
Absolutely.
We'll do some super chats and then we'll get to the news.
To the news.
Ray Borum, West Ham till I die.
Whoa, that's like in England.
Yeah,
football clubs that's like gang warfare over there.
They're really passionate about their
hooligans. There's a term for that. Hooligans.
Really passionate about their soccer.
Their
football.
I'm sorry. I read this book called, I forget what it's called now.
Is that the one they make it into a movie with Elijah Wood?
I believe so.
I've seen that movie.
I don't know much about the movie itself, but the book is super violent.
Yeah.
It was about a dude who sort of goes kind of semi-undercover, I think, into like a football club, like a group of fans.
Yeah.
And it's just like stabbings, and it's crazy. Good stuff.
Here, do next super chat. Let's see if this is the right.
The Diddly Doodler says, "Here's your pay for play money." So El Botcher,
was it Green Street Hooligans?
That's
that was the
name of the movie, but the book was called something different.
Oh, all right. Let's see if it's actually based on a book. Anyways, continue.
Here's your money. So El Botcher de Mierda, which means poo poo, and Meth Furry can have a chance to get signed for a Friendo Unified Championship wrestling contract. We'll see about that. The Botcher de Poo Poo.
Doesn't say here it's based on a book, so maybe it's not.
But I remember when I saw like the trailer for Green Street, I was like, oh, isn't that based on? I forget what it's called.
All right. Josh Little, do you have a chance to work on the bracket challenge? Not yet.
No, we're going to try to do that during post-show next week.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be a fun post-show activity
That would be a fun,
bonus episode.
Good bonus episode activity. All right, let's get to the news. Are you looking it up now?
Yeah.
First story, apparently have our Mania main event confirmed.
Among the Thugs.
Oh, I've heard that.
Among the Thugs.
I've heard of that.
Look at that face on there. Can I get whoever that guy is to Steve W? Why don't they let people have cigarettes?
That's a good question.
Come out smoking. Because it'd be promoting something really bad for you.
Oh, that's true.
But, man, that guy's great.
Main event for Mania apparently confirmed.
Confirmed?
Maybe from Wrestling Observer newsletters, what it had to say. Quote, right now the plan is for Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch to headline WrestleMania.
Not terribly surprising.
After the injury to Lynch on November 12th, a fractured nose and a concussion from a punch by Nia Jax during an in-ring Raw versus SmackDown Women's Brawl, she was out of that match. That, due to the promos on both sides, was the most looked forward to match on the show. The next day, both Vince McMahon and Rousey decided that the best course of action was to do the match at WrestleMania, obviously. Rousey and Lynch immediately went at it hard on social media, even though Rousey's next new opponent on the pay-per-view is Charlotte Flair. So it was on...
Oh, and then Post Wrestling here confirms that the plan for Becky versus Ronda was to main event Survivor Series. So we had sort of had that feeling that was the big match they were pushing. Yeah. One thing that sort of is low-key here that makes me laugh is that remember when I was joking about Ronda Rousey's promos about the Millennial Man thing and saying Triple H, when he went under surgery, Vince McMahon took over her creative? Well, I like this. This says the next day, both Vince McMahon and Ronda Rousey decided that the best course of action was to do their match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's not Rousey, Triple H, and Stephanie decided.
No, it was Vince.
It's Ronda, come back in here.
Vince and Ronda, I know.
Let's sit down and write some more promos and TV.
Well, I mean, Ronda said that Heyman helped her out with her Millennial Man promo. She said that in one of her Q&As or vlogs or something like that.
You and I sort of speculated that he helped her with not the writing of it, but
performance. I would
the
suspect,
performance.
Yes,
because it was a terrible line. The Millennial Man. That's just she needs to drop that.
Yeah, but she didn't. She's doing it still on the Instagram.
She's still
post.
doing it. And still talking about avocado toast. Just drop that.
I mean, I haven't had avocado toast, but the premise of avocado toast sounds delicious.
I don't know what the problem with avocado toast is.
I don't know why it's like a millennial thing.
Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you like avocado?
I do.
Do you enjoy toast?
Yeah.
Well, then what's the problem?
The two of them together should be great.
Right?
Yeah.
Avocado is really good for you.
Yeah, it's some healthy fats. Get a good piece of whole wheat bread.
Yeah.
And combine that with the healthy fats of ripe avocado.
Hey, do you like cinnamon toast?
I do.
Cinnamon Toast Man.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Of
course I do.
I think I want to get him tattooed.
Wait, what?
So
you're gonna get no. Go back a little bit.
What's up?
Cinnamon Toast Man. You're gonna get that tattooed on yourself.
Let's just continue. I think it's a great idea.
Where?
There's a place in Old Sac.
No, where on your body?
I mean, if you're gonna get Cinnamon Toast Man tattooed anywhere,
It's gotta be on your chest.
Well, I was gonna say one of my butt cheeks. That makes the most sense.
All right. No, I get that. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna see it.
Yeah.
Like besides my wife.
You
know.
But your chest too.
Two of them.
No, just a huge piece of bread.
But one of
or that, yeah.
No, Cinnamon Toast Man. The
guy
guy
I know.
from Ren and Stimpy.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
On your chest, yeah.
That'd be good too.
Or you can get Cinnamon Toast Man on your rear end and Mr. Horse on your chest.
Oh, Mr. Horse.
And then he keeps saying, "No, sir, I don't like it." And
No,
it's
sir.
referencing the tattoo you just had.
You are too much.
Terrible mistake
you
it is
are
to get
too much.
Mr. Horse tattooed on your chest.
So as soon as it was declared that Becky Lynch's faith had been busted and she wasn't able to make Survivor Series, it made all the sense in the world. And everybody has been talking about how this Nia Jax punch, it wasn't a wayward punch, this direct punch.
Yeah, punch the face was kind of a
this
blessing.
Shoot punch
a
to
blessing
the
in
face.
disguise. I've seen numerous editorials about how, and Meltzer talked about in the newsletter too, that once the injury happened, it was very much a blessing in disguise to a certain extent. Not for Becky because she's got a broken nose and got concussed, but for one, you get that iconic image of Becky closing Raw this week, blood on her face, posing in the crowd. And then you get this match, which has already had a lot of heat behind it and a lot of hype. You get to build up that heat and hype for another 4 or 5 months, and you get to have it on the absolute largest stage possible.
Yeah.
and add in that it could be the main event, the first time a women's match has ever main event at WrestleMania. It all could work out for the best for everybody. It's an unfortunate circumstance that she got decked in the face, but in the end, it could all work out.
Yeah, in the end, she's going to be main eventing the first time a women's match main events WrestleMania. Oh, man, Raymond Borham, he gets to split the show with Peter from earlier, new patron. He did the T-shirt tier. Hey-oh!
It's a quality shirt.
Thank you, Raymond. That's awesome. And it's a quality shirt. You're getting a very good shirt. Friendo co-package and everything. No, I was going to mention this. That image of Becky has become so iconic. A terrific artist here that I found on Twitter named Lauren Moran, at Lauren Moran, LaurenMoran, has this image that she cobbled up of Becky with the blood on her face. And it's a beautiful image. She's selling it as a print right now, and then something called Private Hell NYC has it available as a shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm sort of like torn on, this is it's not an officially licensed thing, so Becky's not actually seeing any of the proceeds from this. But I don't know, it's cool. I kind of really want to get the shirt because it's a badass image.
Yeah, it is.
But then at the same time, so, man, that is such a cool picture right there.
That's great.
That is so sick.
That's great.
So maybe I will do it because on one you are supporting a very good
independent
artist. So Becky's doing fine for herself. She's about to main event WrestleMania. She's doing okay. Find out what charity she likes and throw some extra money that way if you really feel bad about it.
Get that shirt and then get one of her shirts from WWE Shop.
Which I would never have got before. That's a good idea because I never would have got it before.
Well, the first shirt they put out for her after her heel turn, that Relentless one,
the
orange one with the gears and stuff, that was actually really good looking.
Yeah, but it's orange.
Oh, I know. Well, I don't mind the orange. It's just probably the shirt quality is not good.
It's only Halloween one time a year. You know what I mean?
You wear
that
orange shirt any time of year.
Would you wear that? Here's
the
thing.
I used to wear an orange shirt all the time.
What shirt?
It was this band called Polvo, and an orange shirt with blue type on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I used to wear it all the time.
It was probably a nice soft shirt, right?
Yeah, it was a good quality shirt.
It was a cool.
So it's not the color that's the issue. It's the quality of the shirt that's the issue. Yes.
Yeah. But these all look like Heather shirts. They look amazing. The image of her with that blood is iconic.
Yep.
So yes, absolutely a happy accident. It does seem like though that, and I don't know did Meltzer talk about the Nia Jax stuff? How she might be in. Her push might be. I know I've read that somewhere. I don't know where.
I think other people spoke of it.
And I don't know. Oh God, who was it? It was like pro wrestling. I think it was called Pro Wrestling Source. I think that's who had it because Cultaholic had an article that sourced Pro Wrestling Source, and they made kind of a joke about Pro Wrestling Sources. Sources,
yes.
I have no idea the validity or how good they are with their sources, but if they are to be believed, whatever push Nia Jax was in line for is totally not happening now. So, but no, you're right. It's totally a happy accident, man. I mean, that match is going to be hot. That match is going to be smoking hot. However they pull it off. What do you think they're going to do, man? How do you get there? How do you get to Becky versus Ronda at Mania? Do they have Becky drop her title? Depending on how long she's going to be out. I mean, if she's out for 3 months, do you do it?
I guess you probably have to at that point.
Probably, right?
Depends. If she just has a broken nose, I don't think she's going to be out for 3 months.
You know what they should do?
If it's a broken orbital bone, then that's a much larger issue.
I think her eye would have been it would have been more visible. Like you saw when Austin Aries had his orbital broken.
Yeah, it was awful. It was all closed up and stuff. But I don't think she has to drop the belt. I think it'd be even better if they just kept each of them champion. I think that'd be awesome.
I know, me too. If they try to do something where they try to make her drop the belt, they should just make another belt. Do that thing. Like you already have Ronda Rousey, and in the UFC they have interim titles all the time. So have her just refuse to drop it.
Yeah.
And then do the thing where you have somebody else have the title. She goes over in her return match easily against whoever has the title, and then moves on.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Interim belt. That'd be good. That would be good.
Because you don't want. I don't think it fits for her to have to go to the middle of the ring, put her title down, and then walk away. I just don't think that fits her character.
It doesn't fit at all. Nope, not at all.
So, anyways, what do you guys think? You want to see that as the main event? Of course you do. Don't be stupid. You're gonna love my nuts. I read an article about Vince Offer yesterday. That's why it's in my head. Because there was an article on where was it? I forget where it was, but it was a great whole long article about Vince Offer. You're gonna love my nuts.
He directed a movie,
underground comedy movie. Yeah,
I think he did another one too.
Oh, it's possible. I don't know, man.
I want to know
Look
more.
up Vince Offer after I've looked up Among the Thugs. While you're doing that, we're going to talk about this. Triple H had one of his NXT pre-takeover. Look at that guy. Pre-takeover conference calls.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Inappropriate comedy.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I heard it was awful. Anyways, Triple H had one of those conference calls where he talks about NXT, and he spoke on the idea that there could be more main roster talent headed to NXT. There was actually a lot going on in this call about Triple H's thoughts for NXT. He spoke about NXT establishment as a third brand alongside Raw and SmackDown.
I'm saying the following. Go ahead.
I'm just going to do it normal.
Yeah.
I think you
Oh,
could,
come on.
because it takes away. There's some really interesting stuff here. And if I do it in a voice, it just takes away from it. He says this. I'll start off with that. I think you could be at a place where you could see main event level talent stay in NXT. Like me, Triple H the Game, Shovel. Anyways, he says, we are also at the point where you can see some talent that have been on Raw and SmackDown for periods of time who have had some success or haven't for whatever reason, who aren't being utilized, go back to NXT. A talent who doesn't get a lot of exposure on SmackDown and moves to Raw, it could be a game changer for them. And all of a sudden, they could do something different. I do think NXT is a third brand.
And he also added, I also think with NXT in the UK, as we move forward, there's an opportunity to work within the system, work in different levels. We're clearly there now. I should mention these transcripts are from Wrestling Inc.
Okay, let's stop there real quick.
All right.
Because this, we've had this question before. We've seen certain NXT shows, house shows or whatever. Tyler Breeze will show up.
Oh, yeah.
The Revival.
Luke Harper showed up.
Luke Harper showed up,
yeah.
right? No, that's not how you do it. If he's talking about
actually, I think at house shows, if they show up, so a main roster talent show up from time to time at a house show, that's fine.
I don't care about that. I'm not talking about that. The idea that Ty Dillinger, guy who's not seen on TV, could go back to NXT. Now, he's a unique situation. You've pointed out before that he kind of actually had some unfinished business in NXT. I totally get that. I still wouldn't want to see that. Here's how you do NXT. This is how you do it. And this came to me after seeing that silly League of Legends NXT promo off. There's a clip of it that's floating around Twitter. Seth Rollins and Adam Cole go at it on the mic. And Seth Rollins big leagues them and says, I know you guys are used to this smaller place. You're not in the big leagues like WWE. Adam Cole very sternly gets on the mic and says, yeah, well, NXT is where the better wrestling happens. And he directs it at Seth Rollins for a very specific reason, because Seth Rollins considers himself to be the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Why don't you have Seth Rollins do a 2 or 3 month program leading to a takeover in NXT and then give him a takeover level match? If takeover is supposed to be their Ring of Honor or their New Japan level matches where the 5-star matches happen, have Seth Rollins show us what it looks like for Seth Rollins to be on current day NXT. You want to see somebody else in WWE on main roster who we all know, because there's a number of people there that haven't been in NXT either at all or for a very long time. AJ Styles, for example. I want to see an AJ Styles takeover match, because those are obviously very different than what we get on main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Something that they can sit there in Florida for 2 months and plan out, and let's see the biggest names that we know can put on 5-star matches do short programs in NXT and headline takeovers just from time to time, like once a year.
No, I understand that. But Vince isn't going to allow any of his top flight talent to get pulled off.
I don't care about that. I'm just saying that's the best way to go.
No, it'd be fun, yeah.
That'd be the best thing to do.
There's 2 things to unpack here in what he said. One, he can picture a time when main roster caliber talent were made in NXT, and I think that it would be awesome. I think it'd be great if talent in NXT were given a choice, essentially. Do you want to stay here? Granted, you won't make the money you will on the main roster. You won't have the platform of the main roster. But, depending on who it is, if it's like Adam Cole or Ricochet, they're not getting what developmental talents are getting paid. They're making more money.
Yeah, sure.
So if you're satisfied with the money you're making, if you prefer the NXT experience in terms of putting on those type of matches, being more creative in the storytelling in those matches, don't really want to deal with the travel schedule of WWE, and want to be there to help build up NXT as a brand on par with Raw and SmackDown, if you're willing to take that challenge, then if that's what you want to do, I think you should be offered that. Some people, I'm sure, it all depends. We spoke about this many times in terms of Joey Ryan and other independent talents who seemingly have no interest in going to WWE. It all depends on what your ambitions are. There's probably talents that would love the opportunity to try to establish NXT as something in the same vein as Raw and SmackDown.
I don't think there's that many people who want to do that.
I don't know.
I don't think there. Why would they? I honestly, like. So, like, the closest I could see to something like that might be like when you hear Sami Callihan say he really wants to bring Impact back to relevance. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's such a different thing.
Oh, I know. But I mean, Triple H has spoken extensively about wanting to establish NXT as a third brand, about how hasn't taken its final form yet.
Yeah.
And I guess it seems, and this is speculation on my part, but I would think what he's talking about is bringing it up to the level of prominence, not quite to Raw and SmackDown, because I think if you move it out of Full Sail, you lose quite a bit. But you establish it not as strictly a developmental brand. You establish it as a brand on the same level as Raw and SmackDown. Maybe not in terms of where the shows are being held, but it's not seen as a stepping stone up to the main roster, essentially.
It is so far away from being that. It is very far away from being that.
Yeah, it is. I know it is.
It's where the best wrestling is, but the question on everybody's mind, and it doesn't help that whenever somebody goes from NXT to the main roster, they get the Triple H. You get the takeover picture with Triple H,
and you get when you debut, and then you get called up. You get the
call up picture. And so they treat it like you're graduating. Like
pretty much.
Right now, they treat it like you're graduating.
But there's a few things that if they want to do that, there's a few things they would probably have to do. Start defending NXT titles on pay-per-views that aren't takeover weekends, except for WrestleMania. You would have to incorporate NXT into the main roster in that respect.
Yeah.
You would have to do that.
You say, okay, so the closest we've seen to that, and I think it was pulled off very effectively, was Evolution, because we saw that with the Mae Young Classic final and, of course, the NXT Women's Championship.
Yes.
And I thought it worked very, very well. That was a fantastic show.
I think if you at Mania and like for the lack of a better phrase, the B-level pay-per-views, you have the NXT title defended there, and you let them do their NXT type matches, especially on the secondary tier pay-per-views, that's going to elevate those pay-per-views. Make them far more must-watch.
And on top of that, you're killing two birds with the same stone. You're using a main roster platform to elevate NXT.
Exactly. So I think if his goal, Triple H, is to elevate NXT, so it's on the same level as Raw and SmackDown, and part of that is giving people who want to be a part of that process, allowing them to stay there, I think that would be great.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, honestly, it boils down to one thing, and that's money. If somebody wants to stay in NXT, the only way anybody would want to stay in NXT is if they got paid main roster money. And NXT has to make the kind of money to justify. And I mean, there's loopholes, because obviously there's the money you spend on travel on main roster that you're not spending. So it doesn't have to be dollar for dollar. It just needs to equate, because there's also the matter of prestige. It's like once you stop thinking of Raw and SmackDown as the big leagues, then in the mind, that's why I say it's so far off, because right now they treat it as the minor leagues.
Yeah, but if you start having the NXT title defended not just on takeovers but on pay-per-views,
that process of changing minds would take years, because that perception is so ingrained right now. It would take years, unless they started doling out huge paychecks.
I don't know.
Tomorrow.
Well, I think if they started defending NXT titles on main roster pay-per-views, that would go a long way.
I think having main if you take AJ Styles and you say you know how important NXT is. NXT is so important that the best matches happen there. So we're going to put our main roster stars for a month or two over in NXT. Now, would Vince want that? Probably not. But Vince ain't going to be around forever, or maybe he will be. But the way Triple H talks, and I know he's not talking about having the big stars go to NXT I'm talking about. He's talking about a dumping ground, though.
He's talking about Zack Ryder, essentially.
That's a dumping ground.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I don't even know why Triple H would bring that. That's surprising to me.
It's in that sense, it is treating NXT as a developmental territory because you're saying, okay, this person was brought up to main with this angle, this gimmick, this character. It's not working. Send them back down to NXT.
That's terrible.
To
Nobody
try
wants
something
to see
else to try to give this wrestler another kickstart.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's such a bad idea. I want like the best in NXT. You know what I mean? Like you have a real chance to make it like your own New Japan.
Yeah.
You know, you have that chance. And guys like the Elite, you know, they're looking at that main roster. They're not like AJ was. He was looking at main roster.
Oh, yeah,
he wasn't looking at
interviewed
NXT.
him. He had no interest in going to NXT.
No
so
interest
he had
whatsoever.
done that. He'd been to Ring of Honor.
So until you establish that brand to the point where, I mean,
I think there's two aspects. You're right with the money, but I think there's the platform as well.
Yeah, sure.
And part of giving NXT talents a larger platform as NXT talents is having them on main roster pay-per-views. I think that's a huge thing. And
there's that. There's also getting out of the network.
Yeah.
If NXT landed on, let's say,
like Fox Sports 1, has been rumored.
I wouldn't even say that. TNT or FX. I was thinking FX. Something that has sort of like more mature programming.
Yeah.
That like has more cinematic stuff. Because FX has some terrific TV shows.
Yeah.
If you did something like that, then if you put it in a place where it's making a lot of money,
or just making money,
or making money,
so
but
we
making
understand is a loss leader,
but making enough money also so you can pay these guys
Yeah.
to sit in Florida, basically plan out these amazing matches, do the little house show circuit that they do.
Yeah, do occasional 3 or 4 day tours across the country.
Yeah, but plan out these matches so that you can continue to have the really, really excellent matches.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. If you start doing stuff like having Seth and AJ go over there for a little bit of a time,
well, that'd be great.
If you want to fast track building up NXT to be thought of as the premier brand, because then all the wrestlers behind Seth and AJ on main roster that want to consider themselves the best are going to be wanting to follow in their footsteps.
They want to prove themselves in NXT.
Yeah. Logistically, it's not going to work, but that's not my problem. I'm doling out the good ideas.
Wrestling Observer noted that Triple H also made the point, these quotes are from the newsletter, quote, there is a goal going forward that not every wrestler using NXT will necessarily be using it to be trained for Raw or SmackDown, and that the game stated that, quote, they are looking at creating an environment where talent can have a successful long-term career with some security without risking their health to a large degree working within the WWE environment and never making the main roster.
Look at that.
There's like Crash Davis and Bull Durham, a lifelong minor leaguer, hopefully making a lot more money than minor league baseball players make because they don't make anything, unless you're like a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
People that can fill out the roster on the various NXT brands achieve a great deal of success within that brand, and whether due to lack of opportunity or whatever, just happen to stay in their particular NXT brand.
But even the way he phrases this, to a large degree, working within the WWE environment.
Well, this is Meltzer's wording, not Triple H.
Okay, and never. Okay, all right. Well, Meltzer. Yeah,
this is Meltzer paraphrasing the conference call.
Whatever then. Because making the main roster sounds like you're not good enough to make the main roster. You know what I mean? There needs to be a philosophy change. That's what there needs to be.
Yeah, NXT can't be, if they really want to establish NXT as a brand on par with Raw and SmackDown, it can't be viewed as a developmental
and that's
brand.
That's why I had that idea ages ago. It's like, okay, you want to do that, then the house show loop, the B house show loop that they have,
could be the developmental one.
With can be the like. Have your NXT, you have NXT UK, which is kind of like a localized developmental brand for the UK. Then have NXT Florida or NXT US or whatever you want to call it.
NXT North America.
And that feeds into NXT proper.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna be. He's always talking about
NXT.
He's always talking about.
Although the way they got NXT talents and Evolve now, maybe Evolve become NXT's NXT.
NXT's NXT.
Evolve will become NXT's NXT.
Oh yeah, yeah. Boy, they're using Evolve a lot. But I wonder if that's sort of a. I mean, or just a broader idea of using the independent scene in general
to season the developmental talents. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Anyways,
it'd be kind of interesting. They expanded that a little bit, and actually had some of their contract developmental talents, wrestle for various indies across the country.
Excursion, man.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Totally.
I'm going Excursion.
It works for young lions.
Yeah.
We got some more details from the newsletter. We talked about this a bit briefly on our SmackDown recap about Daniel Bryan's heel turn.
Daniel
Bryan from the newsletter. Quote, Bryan was wanting to turn heel. The heel turn was talked about, but not decided if or when until the afternoon of the show of SmackDown itself, where Vince made the call that if they are changing the title, they may as well do it all at once for maximum shock value.
Boy, you got some gas going on.
A little bit. However, the title change this past week on SmackDown was not in reaction to Becky Lynch's injury.
That is very interesting.
Adding, quote, Vince McMahon decided on changing the champion versus champion men's match at Survivor Series over the weekend. As for why, I, Meltzer, not Larson, don't know.
Do you know, Larson?
No. The speculation was that he didn't want Styles losing to Lesnar 2 straight years and didn't want to put Styles over Lesnar. If Lesnar beats Bryan, that would make sense. And that's totally probably why, is they didn't want, after Roman Reigns, his leukemia returned, he had to step away. They probably didn't want to have Styles face Lesnar again after Lesnar won the belt, only to have him lose. So that's probably why, I would think. I
like that it was just done so seemingly on the fly. Like, this wasn't thought out. Even right after, like, Roman, he makes his announcement, he goes away. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this is going to affect the landscape here. No, it's this past weekend.
Well, just the heel turn part of it was. But even, a matter of a few days prior is when Vince decided to make the change for the champion versus champion match.
Yeah.
And you'd think they had... Well, I guess it's been, about a couple weeks. So it hasn't been a ton of time.
Yeah.
It just seems like if they had done the championship match and Bryan hadn't turned heel, it wouldn't have been as jarring. It was just kind of the sudden heel turn. It makes it feel like it wasn't, it's all a reactionary move.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like you had, it seemed so obviously a reactionary move to the Becky Lynch thing, because like, okay, man, we lost our big buzz match. We need a different buzz match.
Not just the buzz match, the main event.
The main event. We need another thing that's really gonna, buzz the hell out of people. And Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar is exactly that.
Yeah.
So it did feel, but evidently it wasn't.
Yeah.
So.
But it looks like Daniel Bryan's heel turn may have saved us from Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania.
Woo!
Because Meltzer notes, quote, Bryan and Shane McMahon got into an argument on television before the title win, and given the time of year it is, it may have teased Bryan versus Shane, but we were told that was no longer a WrestleMania direction.
That is the best news I've heard all day, or at least within the last hour.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Because that's like God. Like that's like the worst. Who do we have now for Shane at WrestleMania?
Hopefully nobody.
That's not going to happen.
Hopefully Shane doesn't wrestle at WrestleMania. It's not necessary.
I know, but you're wrong.
Randy Orton.
Well, there was also a talk in the newsletter about Randy Orton title run too, with AJ.
Yeah. He mentioned it was just kind of a direction they never went.
Orton would be perfect.
For Shane.
Yeah, that'd be perfect because I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Put them both over there.
That's why I brought it up.
And here's the thing. The thing that I like about that is that Orton could go super heel, which would actually make that interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't really want him in anything with anybody. So Shane would be perfect.
Yeah.
Like they can harken back. Shane could be like, hey, Randy.
Didn't you console my kids when I got concussed during Survivor Series a couple years back? Is that where you're going with that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Randy, I was reading the dirt sheets. I sort of fell behind. There's this thing about you. greeting writers with dick handshakes.
Oh, you'll bring that up.
I'm kind of curious, did you ever dick handshake me? Yeah. Like 10 minutes ago when you walked in the room. Yeah. Okay, we're fighting.
Fight.
Now we're fighting.
Yeah.
I touched your dick hands.
I didn't know you'd bring up, like, Orton used to be a good guy. You did this, when I was hurt. You went to my kids and said, he's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And now you're a jerk. What's the deal with that?
Well, what? I mean, did Orton then, punt his kids or something?
No. I'm just saying Shane can go up to him and it's like, what's changed in you? You used to be a decent guy, and now you're jabbing screwdrivers through Jeff Hardy's ear.
Oh, yeah.
What's the deal? What's changed? You hear new voices in your head?
Yeah. What would Randy say then?
Oh, he'd just say RKO.
He would just RKO him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I like mine better. Because then Shane could be like, I've been walking around with your dick on my hands.
Randy
now.
could say, I've been trying to kick these legends off their pedestals.
Yeah.
Well, there's a legend of Shane McMahon. He's crazy. He's a daredevil, a thrill seeker that's willing to do anything to win the match.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're willing to do to beat me, and then I'll destroy you.
I like this better. How about this? They're sitting there catering, eating a meal.
Prime rib, bone in, right?
Of course. Juicy, succulent. It's so good. It's magnifique. Belle, right? It's so good, right? We get GTV back. Security cam footage. Security cam footage.
This is really a terrible idea.
Just listen, security cam footage. Shane O'Mac gets distracted by something happening over there, like a fight, brawn with cake, whatever. And then GTV picks up Shane putting his hands down his pants. Randy putting his hands down his pants and dicking the food, the succulent bone in.
Yeah.
Right?
Or he just takes a piece of prime rib, puts it in his trunks.
Right. Slaps it back. Shane's like, whoa, what was that? I'm going to enjoy this. And then somebody sends him the tape.
Yeah. No, that's horrible.
You know who sent him the tape? Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby.
Called up. Wins all the titles. Anyways. Let's talk about your favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah, apparently he might be wrestling more. Shawn Michaels, that is. Brad Shepard was recently on the Oh You Didn't Know podcast. I don't think that's hosted by Road Dogg. And according to him, it looks like Shawn Michaels is slated to have at least one more match, saying, these transcripts are courtesy of Ringside News, quote, I was talking with a source in WWE about the Shawn Michaels situation. Obviously, he had a total disaster of a match at Crown Jewel. It looked like mid-2000s TNA stuff.
Wow.
Triple H wrestled like over 20 minutes of that match with one arm because he tore his
that's
pec.
A big, I didn't watch it, but I saw some highlights, and from everything I heard, Shawn Michaels had a great match.
Yeah,
right?
Like, it wasn't his performance that was lacking by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, you have to wonder how much. I mean, you have Undertaker, who's super old, and Kane, who's getting up there in years too, and Triple H wrestling the vast majority of the match with one good arm. Anyways. So what I'm told now is more than likely he will wrestle again still. The plan to begin with multiple matches, but after that disaster of a performance that changed things. But what I'm told is more likely than not you're going to get HBK versus an AJ Styles or Daniel or kind of nostalgia match like an Undertaker again. So he's going to wrestle at least once more, maybe more, but he will wrestle once more. But it's going to be one of those two scenarios. So those kind of the two scenarios we always thought it would be. Either him, like a dream match scenario, or another plotting match with Undertaker.
Can I ask you something, though?
What?
What the hell else would there be?
Yeah, there'd be nothing else.
Like intergender? That people think he was going to come back and wrestle Candice LeRae? I'd watch the shit out of that. Heel Candice.
Oh, gosh.
Why don't we get where is she, anyways?
There's too many heels in the NXT Women's division. They're like it's all heels, pretty much.
Yeah, that can't last. People just want to like Candice, man.
I know.
Anyways. Yeah, I don't know what else could it possibly be. What is he talking about here?
These rumors are saying that everything we've heard is still the case. I think he just wanted. It sounds like he just wanted to talk trash about the Crown Jewel match.
It sounds like Brad just wanted to talk trash. Listen, Brad. I don't know what beef you have with HBK, but he's my best friend's favorite wrestler. You leave him alone.
I mean, I haven't seen the match. If it's a garbage match and HBK doesn't look good, I mean, I would say as
that
much.
moonsault looked amazing until somebody
landed on his face and he broke his nose.
Until somebody didn't catch him, right?
Yeah.
That shot of him and Triple H huddled together in the corner.
End, I know.
That was a beautiful picture. They look so happy together.
Yeah, man.
So, well, he's either going to have a really good match or a real shit match. It's going to be one or the other.
Depends on his opponents.
Yeah. Or I guess option 3 is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, it's true. That kind of splits the difference.
He's right in the middle.
Splits the difference.
He's gonna fight Dolph Ziggler.
A match against Dolph where the super kick is banned.
That's the worst match I've ever heard of. Where the super kick is banned.
Oh gosh,
this is the worst.
That'd be awful.
That'd be terrible.
All right, let's take some questions. Ray Borum says, "I'm not a hooligan, just a fan. Couldn't fight out of a paper bag. Ha ha ha. Love the show, guys."
Oh man.
TJ Ridgway, hi guys. First super chat. Love you guys. Got an idea for Balor. Drew beats him down to the point where he goes, "I'm effing done," and attacks Dolph for a double turn.
I'm fucking done. Drew fucking McIntyre. Get the fuck out of here.
That fly pigeon. Love y'all from London. Also, is Dan coming back?
Who?
Dan.
Who's that?
Dan Nerd Cube.
I love Dan Nerd
Dan
Cube.
is awesome.
That dude, he hit me up. He said, "Steve, would you like to draw a comic book for me?" I'm like, "For you, Dan? Sure. Give me a script and I'll draw a comic book because he's like a big deal and I can make a lot of money off that." Dan, send me the script. I'll draw anything for you, pal.
Brandon Mancuso. Recently found you guys. Very entertaining stuff. Thank you very much.
Who said that? Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon Mancuso.
Thanks, Brandon. That's very nice
That
of
is
you.
very nice.
Thanks for the support. That's so nice. Let me see here. All right, time to go over there on Twitter.
Yup. I'm heading that way myself.
Matthew Ade posted a video of his new Meatloaf title. But look, it's literally Meatloaf, the singer.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great. Let's see here. Where's that damn questions thread?
Greg Morris. Book your own war games teams. Larson, your captain is Adam Mayhem, and Steve, your captain is Walter. You also each must pick one woman.
Oh, man. Thayer made Luchando.
Oh, wow.
He needs to give him boxing gloves. Remember he had boxing gloves?
Yeah. Captain's Adam Mayhem. The woman on my team, of course, is Leva Bates.
Oh, it's the worst, dude.
It's the best.
It's the worst.
Who else? Does that have to be indie, like non-WWE talents?
So I have to put together how many people?
Well, it's a war games team, so 4.
Okay.
And your captain is Walter. You must have one woman on your team.
Okay. I'm going to go with Walter, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Cal Jack.
Oh, that's good.
You should put Levi Shapiro on your team.
All right.
Because he beat Cal Jack.
True.
But I'm going to go with Cal Jack, Walter. What's her name? Leva was like tag team champions in.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Delilah Doom? Is that her name?
Maybe, yeah.
So she knows Leva better than anybody else. So I'm going to counter with her.
All right.
And, oh, man, are you kidding me? Dude, my team is in Brody King.
Okay.
That dude could beat some people up.
Hmm.
I've just won, by the way.
So I got Adam Mayhem.
Totally just won.
I got Leva Bates.
You should put David Arquette on your team.
No.
No?
No.
I mean, you've already got a comedy faction going
Why
on
not?
anyways.
Joey Ryan.
Okay.
And Mil Muertes.
That was very random. I win, by the way. My team is fantastic. Walter, Cal, and freaking, who did I say? Brody King. Oh, man. Murdering people. And Sue Young. How about that instead of Delilah Doom?
Okay.
Sue Young. Murder everybody.
Oscar Silva. How long are you expecting Daniel Bryan to hold the WWE Championship? At least till WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, they seem to like long title runs, so it's probably going to be past Mania.
Who's he face at Mania?
What?
Who does Daniel Bryan face at Mania?
I mean, it still has to be Miz, right? I still think they could do a really cool Miz face turn.
It's either Miz or AJ. That's it.
Yeah. But then if it's if it's AJ Daniel Bryan, have that match build in NXT and have it be the main event of TakeOver.
Oh, there you go.
Otherwise, you're going to get 12 minutes.
SSG Chris, who is the greatest professional wrestler in the world today, and why is the answer Becky Lynch?
All right, take Becky out of the equation.
Oh,
it's Adam Cole, right?
Becky is the best.
Well, that's like when they say, who would you want to go on a road trip and take out Undisputed Era?
Okada.
I'm gonna say, well, it's Tanahashi. He's winning that title at Wrestle Kingdom.
No, he's not.
He is. That's my prediction right now.
No, the champ.
Early prediction.
Champ always retains. At
Bank
Wrestle
on
Kingdom,
it.
Man. Champ retains at Wrestle Kingdom. David J, could you see this week's events leading to us having Becky Lynch merchandise as the highest selling in the company in the foreseeable future? I think she has earned it 10 times over. Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want to know how many the man shirts they've sold so far.
I don't know, man, but I want to get this other shirt over here. Let's see here.
Let's see. Isn't it usually when you go to Superstars, the top few listed are the top sellers? No Becky Lynch on here yet.
Nope, not yet. But I don't know when like Alexa Bliss stuff. They have so many Alexa Bliss shirts.
They have a ton of Alexa Bliss stuff.
They have a ton of those.
So many. Any other questions? You're there looking at it for artwork. Oh, look at this shirt. It's Randy Orton RKOing a snowman.
Hey, that Jeff Hardy shirt looks pretty good.
It does.
I like that shirt.
Out of nowhere.
It's pretty clever, actually.
It is pretty clever.
That Ray shirt's cool, too.
Yeah, it is.
But you know it's on, like, thick.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then you whoa, go back up. What's that hoodie? That Seth Rollins hoodie with flames on the sleeves.
Oh, dear.
What's that other one? That Shield one?
Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't Shield, that might be kind of cool. Oh, I wanted that Brothers of Destruction one.
You do? Oh, look at this Jeff Hardy one. That one's cool.
That's kind of cool, too. People like long sleeve shirts these days.
Yeah, no, I need more of those, especially when I go to the gym. Because I don't want to wear, if it was cold out like it is nowadays.
Oh, baby, it's cold outside.
I don't want to wear like a hoodie or anything because it's too thick. When I get to the gym, I'm going to be hot. So it's going to be like a good long sleeve t-shirt. All right, this isn't getting me anywhere.
Nah, man, you're lost.
No, I know what I want to do.
What'd you want to do?
I was trying to see what...
World of UK Wrestling wants to know, have we got ourselves a copy of the Marine 6 yet?
No, but I want to.
We should probably do that soon.
Yes.
That needs to happen.
That's a cool shirt.
What's up?
That one. That's a good looking shirt.
No, the one over there where it's in black with orange on it, that's cool. Orange as a shirt just isn't good, man.
All right.
I'm telling you. Like, I remember that shirt you're talking about. I had an orange. I got it from Target. I got an orange Crush shirt.
Yeah.
The soda one. It was a very nice, soft shirt. I thought it looked fine. But that's not that. That's like thick.
I think it's less the color and more the quality of the fabric. That's the issue.
I agree. It's terrible. It's orange.
No, it's not the orange. That's the issue. It's the thick fabric.
I know. It's orange. It's terrible. Anyways, man, I can't believe that we're not on the same page here. So there's that. Anyways, that's it for show. We're done. We're done, man.
Oh, we're done. All right.
We're done. Anyways, that's it for show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, patrons, thank you very much for your support. We really appreciate it. All of your super chats have been really great, too. And, yeah, hopefully you guys will join us later on today or yesterday or whenever you're watching this.
Yeah.
For that stuff we're doing.
For Survivor Series, we book it.
Till next time. Talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.